She said that she was, well, the documents that we reviewed, it shows that she was 11 years old. And the documents also indicate that you told the victim that you were 16 years old. Is that true?
When we first met?
Yes.
No, when we first met, I was 18.
But did you tell her that you were 16?
No, she told me she was 17.
I didn't read that anywhere in the records. So, so she also indicated in the records that you told her that if she didn't sleep with you, that you would harm her family. Are those true? Is that true?
No, I never said that.
She was just 11 years old when he started, and it's not just that, but he was out on probation when he continued to do it, and then even attacked her father as a way to intimidate the family. Yet, they still only gave him a 3-year sentence. Now, we'll hear from her father in today's hearing, and it might just push you over the edge. With that, let's.
At the word, okay.
Mr. Gonzalez, we'll be with you shortly. Give us a few minutes.
All right.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Gonzalez Moniz.
Yes.
My name is Parole Officer Logan. Today is Friday, August 30th, 2024, and this is the hearing of the Connecticut Board of Pardons and Paroles. The following board members are present this morning, and by stating their names on the record, certify they have reviewed all statutorily required documents and available pertinent information in preparation of this hearing.
Deborah Smith Palmieri.
Good morning, Mike Paul.
Panel member Page, good morning.
Good morning.
Also present is Office of Victim Service Advocate Hamlet Williams. Please state your name and inmate number for the record.
Brian Gonzalez, 439343.
This hearing is being conducted in consideration of the parole application for Brahian Gonzalez Moniz 439343. He is serving a sentence of 15 years, executed suspended after serving 3 years, followed by 10 years probation for sexual assault second victim between the ages of 13 and 15. They're 3 years older. Also serving time for a violation of a standing criminal protective order, criminal mischief first, and another violation of protective order. He is to remain on the sex offender registry for 10 years. As of today, records reflect the parole eligibility date of December 15, 2023. There is victim input in this case. There is an offender accountability plan for the offender. It has been reviewed and shows he has completed the short track sex offender program and he works as a janitor. Utilizing the statewide collaborative offender risk evaluation system, the offender's overall score falls within the moderate range of risk for recidivism. Utilizing the static 99R, the offender's overall score for sexual offense recidivism falls within the moderate to high range. Mr. Gonzalez Moniz, this is your opportunity to express to the board why you believe you should be granted parole. You may begin.
I really don't know what to say. I know my actions were bad, and I want to get another second chance to show y'all that I'm a different person and I could do better. And I'm just trying to go home and get a job and do everything right and be with my family.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez Moniz, we appreciate that. We're going to be asking you some questions, and then we will hear from the Office of Victim Services, and then we will deliberate about your case and give you our answer at the end.
Yes.
Okay, very good. I'm going to begin with the questions this morning. So I'd like to talk a little bit about the offenses. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 convictions. They all have different dates. So you were out on bond following your arrest for the sexual assault.
Yes.
And then you committed all these other offenses. So were you in a relationship with the victim?
When the whole situation happened,
Initially, yes.
yes,
You were in a relationship with her
yes.
and you knew her age.
She told me she was like 17.
How old were you?
I was 18.
You were 18, but you knew she wasn't 17.
I ended up finding out days later.
All right. And you continued to see her?
Yeah.
All right. And knowing that you shouldn't have been seeing her, why did you continue?
I know I did wrong. I really don't know. I know it was wrong though,
Why was it wrong?
because she was underage and I was over the age. And I wouldn't like that doing to, I wouldn't like someone doing that to my sisters.
Okay. I think that's a reasonable way of viewing that. And then after you get arrested, you're out on bond, and then you get arrested for violation of protective order, criminal mischief in the first degree, and another violation of a protective order. So why do you think it was so difficult to stay away from the victim?
At that point, there was the first one. I got invited to a party. I didn't know they was there. If they was there, I would have never gone. I didn't want no more problems.
Well, when you saw that the victim was at the party, what should you have done in hindsight?
Walked away. I should have left.
You should have left. But then you have another violation of a protective order. So twice now.
Yeah, because they were like, you could say they were like pushing me. They were trying to say they were gonna do something to me. So my reaction was to do something back instead of just leaving it alone.
So when you committed the offenses, you were between the ages of 18 and 21. You know,
Yes.
I'm looking at the charges and I'm looking at your age and I'm thinking to myself, why aren't you making better decisions as you're getting older?
I don't know. I guess I just I don't know. I was just being stupid. I was being, how could I say it, unresponsible. I was not being responsible
Well, you've had some time to think about it now. Why do you think you behaved that way?
because I know, I did a mistake. I did wrong. I probably, if I would have realized and really think about it like I am now, I would have never been in here. I probably would have been right now with my family.
So when you think about it, you would have made different decisions?
Yes.
Like, all right. So you were out on bond. Were you working while you were out on bond?
Yes.
Okay. Is that the recycling company?
Yeah. With my mom.
Okay. Were you doing any kind of treatment? Going to any programs?
When I was out there, no, I was just working. I was working and going home.
Okay. But you were still, having intermittent problems along the way. Because you also have a criminal mischief that involved breaking windows of the victim's family's car.
Yeah.
All right. You have no criminal history. So this is your first time being arrested and incarcerated.
Yeah.
You've had good conduct while you've been incarcerated, no disciplinary reports.
Yeah. I try to stay out of trouble. I try to stay on my own. I'm trying to better myself.
Okay. Right. So you took a program called the Short-Term Sex Offender Treatment Program. You finished that last June,
Yeah.
just a couple of months ago. Why do you think they wanted you to take that program?
The way I see it is because I know, I guess it's showing me what's good and what's good and what's wrong, and what to do and not to do. And the things I've read and I seen, I know I did wrong.
So the things you've seen and that you've read, you did wrong. Explain that to me a little bit more.
Like saying that going out with a person that's not my age, that's underage, that's wrong. You shouldn't be doing that because that makes more problem. It makes you look bad, and it's wrong too. I wouldn't like it for anybody else.
Well,
I would like
why do you think it's wrong? Why do you think that law is in place? That if individuals that are 18, 19 years old cannot date somebody that's 14, 15. Why do you think that law is in place? What did you learn about that in the program?
that that's not right. That's how can I say it? My bad. It's that I'm nervous. I don't know how to.
Yeah, okay. I understand you're nervous and you've never been here before, but I want you to think about why that's not acceptable. Why somebody that's 18, 19 years old is against the law to date a person that's 14, 15. Why do you think that is?
Because they haven't developed right, and they don't know what's good and what's not good because they haven't got that they haven't got to that point that they talk like that
Here, I'm going to help you. They're not mature enough.
yes,
They're
they're not
not
mature.
they're not mature enough to make decisions of that magnitude, to have a relationship, an intimate relationship like that. And somebody that's older, really, you're a predator. Did you hear
Yeah.
that word when you were in the program, right? So you're preying on somebody who's vulnerable, somebody who
Yeah.
doesn't really know better, taking advantage of them.
Yeah.
That's a good part of why that's wrong. So when you took the sex offender treatment program, what did you learn about yourself? What kind of things did you learn about yourself, risk factors, so this does not happen again?
That I shouldn't be doing that. That's not right. That's taking advantage of somebody else that you shouldn't really that's not right with anybody or anybody else to do that. So I wouldn't do that again. I will never do it again.
Well, how do you avoid it? What are you going to be on the lookout for your own personality, your own behaviors, so that doesn't happen in the community?
I'm gonna stay away. I'm gonna stay away from mostly everything. I'm gonna ask like how old are you? If they say they're underage, I'm gonna stay away from that. I'm gonna stay away from mostly everything, so I won't come back. I don't want to come back. I know I did wrong, and I'm trying to do good, and I'm trying to show y'all that I could be better. I could better myself, and I could do good.
Okay. Well, we want you to do good. We want you to be successful in the community. If you do well, it's good for you. It's good for your family. It's good for the community,
Yes.
right? We have to consider public safety. Are you a risk in the community? So when I ask you, how are you going to monitor yourself? Identify what is that attracts you to this young person that was not of age. Whether or not they tell you they're of age or not, whose responsibility is it as the older person?
Mine.
Yeah. And you find yourself in a situation where there's underage or younger individuals, what do?
Walk away.
Leave, not put
Leave.
yourself there in the first place?
Yes. Walk away. Leave.
Yeah. When you were finishing up the program, they talked about a relapse prevention plan. Do you recall that?
Yeah, I think it's when the a relapse is that when I don't know, I might be wrong, is that when a relapse is that he can't stay away. That's what you're trying to say, right? Where he can't stay away. I guess that's what it is.
Well, it's not exactly that. I'm really more interested in hearing how you're going to monitor yourself in the community and how you will, and if you find yourself in a risky situation, what is your plan?
if, uh, um,
I know you talked about this at the end of treatment, so think about that.
um, if I have a relapse, I'll probably, um, I'll talk to my probation officer or something like that. Let him know that I'm having a relapse.
Okay, that's a very good start, right? Probation, parole, they're there to support you.
Yeah.
Right? They're there to offer you resources if you feel like you're not in control in the community.
Yeah,
Before
help.
you end up back in court, before you end up back in jail.
Yes.
That's one. And I think you sort of were going in that direction before, is not placing yourself in a situation where that's going to be a problem.
Yes.
Right? So you will have a condition, whether it's on parole or probation, that you not have any contact with minors.
Yes.
So you're not going to be able to be around younger people. You know, you said yourself when they talked about your relapse, where you were going to live, that you can't go to your parents' house because your cousins, we have young cousins there.
No, my niece. So I can't go. I understand I can't go over there. So they told me that I'm gonna have to go to what is it called?
A halfway
Somewhere that they
house.
help. Yeah, that they help me out, and they're gonna help me out for 90 days.
Yeah. Well, my point is though that that you seem to recognize that you are unable to live someplace or be around minor children.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay. And there is a protective order in place against a number of people. You understand that?
Yes.
One of them being the victim in this case, and then the family of the victim.
Yes.
Okay. You've been working as a janitor for how long?
I just started. You could say it could almost been like almost a month and a
Okay.
half.
All right. And you can't go to your parents, so you're going to go to a halfway house. And you're right. They'll give you some resources for a job, right? You're going to have to start treatment. You're going to have to do sex offender treatment in the community.
All right.
All right, which will be good for you. And what were you thinking about employment when you're back in the community?
I might go back to the recycling. If I can't, then I'm gonna try to find another job.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez Moniz, I do not have any other questions. I'll see if the other panel members do. Panel member Page?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So, Mr. Menez, I'm interested in gaining a better understanding of what you think your actions, the impact that your actions had on the victim in this case.
Like, what you mean?
What do you think you met this girl when she was 11 years old, and you had an intimate relationship with her? And what do you think what impact do you think that your actions had on this victim?
I probably um 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 I probably might have hurt her. I think I mean her, I don't know, left her traumatized or something.
Right. So most of the time, people that are involved are sexually abused. They suffer long-term effects. For example, they may not be able to trust men. They may become promiscuous. They may suffer from PTSD. Have you ever heard of that? Or have anxiety and things like that. So the fact of the matter is that your actions have long-lasting effects on this young lady that was involved in this case. She said that she was, well, the documents that we reviewed, it shows that she was 11 years old. And the documents also indicate that you told the victim that you were 16 years old. Is that true?
When we first met,
Yes.
no, when we first met, I was 18.
But did you tell her that you were 16?
No, she told me she was 17.
I didn't read that anywhere in the records. So, so she also indicated in the records that you told her that if she didn't sleep with you, that you would harm her family. Are those true? Is that true?
No, I never said that.
So, she said that she told you immediately that she was underage and that you guys started in a sexual relationship when she was 12. Is that true?
Mm, yeah,
Okay. So if she was 12 and you were 19, you knew full well that what you were doing was not the right thing to do,
it was
right?
wrong. Yes, it was wrong.
And I'm sure that this 11-year-old, 12-year-old girl looked like she was a minor, but that didn't stop you. What the only thing that stopped you was the victim's father finding out that she'd gone to New York to meet with you. And that's how he learned that the two of you were involved. And then from that point forward, what were your actions? You couldn't stop seeing her. You kept violating the protective order. Why?
The first one I violated was because in the party. I know I did wrong at that point. The other
Okay.
one,
When you were breaking the car windows and beating up the father with your co-defendant? Why? Why did you do that?
because it kept calling me and calling, so I got tired of it. And when I did that, I I was drunk.
You went to him. You
Yeah,
went to his house. You hit the man with the bottle. And then your co-defendant had a wooden oar or something like that. Why would you beat that man up? He was just trying to defend his daughter.
mm, I was drunk. Oh,
Why,
I
why,
was.
why were you drunk? Why?
I don't know. I was just drunk. I don't know why. I was just drunk.
So they really did try to work with you, Mr. Moniz, when you were out in the community. You were out, as the chair stated, you were out on some type of bond. You knew that you had an issue. Why wouldn't you try to go and get some help?
At that, when I was, like you said, at that time, I didn't really think I needed help because I don't know. I decided to listen to other people.
Mm. Do you think that you need help now?
Um, for like anger and for me to like when I get mad, it's probably like yeah. And I
How
know
about
like
how about for sex offense? Do you think you need treatment for that?
now I don't think I do, but if you guys recommend it, I'll take it. Like
It's not, well, if you're not really going to have a choice, you're going to have to participate. But you and I just discussed that you knew that this victim was a minor, yet you continue to pursue an intimate relationship with her. That's problematic. So that indicates to me that you do need some help there. You said to me, you told the officer as well that when you drink, you become violent. To me, that's an indicator that you need help with your substance abuse.
yeah,
So, in addition to your decision making, it sounds like you really still have some work to do. I don't hear you accepting full responsibility of your actions. It's almost as if you're kind of justifying them, or you really don't know why you did what you did, which is even more concerning. So while I can appreciate that you have participated in the program and that you're working there in the facility, I still believe that you need to complete a substance abuse program, and perhaps an anger management program, as you admitted yourself, because it was very concerning to me in your sex offender evaluation that you thought that you did not need any more treatment and that you didn't think that you did anything wrong. Those are problematic statements, sir. So I'm all set with my questions, Madam Chair. I appreciate your speaking with me, Mr. Moniz.
Thank you, Panel Member Page. Mr.
No
Cole?
questions.
Okay. And we will now hear from the Office of Victim Services. Ms. Hamlet Williams?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I do have a statement from the father, and it reads, I am writing this statement in opposition to the early release of Brahian Gonzalez Moniz, inmate number 439343. I oppose his release for the safety of my daughter and my family. He is a known threat to the community and part of an organized crime that can hurt us directly or send people after us. I am afraid that he will be released and that he and his gang come after us. The gang is composed of his family members, including cousins, and his family partners. My family and I no longer go out in the community because of past retaliation. He has violated protection orders against my daughter on several occasions. There was even an incident at my daughter's school. Even in the community, there are police reports where his friends and family targeted our family in Bridgeport. They were stalking and harassing us. Brian's father even threatened to kill me. On one occasion, by chance, I was on the road driving and happened to be behind his father. Once he realized it was me, he started to check braking so that I could hit his car. I then stopped my car and turned around to take another way to my destination. My family and I avoid going out, which really has affected our mental health and our health. Thank you. Thank you, panel.
Thank you very much. So, Mr. Gonzalez Moniz, we're going to now deliberate about your case. So, I appreciate that Mr. Gonzalez Moniz has taken the short-term sex offender treatment program. He now has a job. He has 4 separate convictions, 2 for violation of protective order, criminal mischief 1, that again involves the family, and then the sex offender second conviction with a victim between 13 and 15. I do hear some evidence of change, recognition, and understanding of what he did was wrong. I do agree that he would benefit from some additional programming before he goes out into the community. I know there was some discussion about a treatment program, but he is a score of 1. I'm not sure that will happen, but he can certainly participate in an anger management program. I think that there's 5 months to the end of sentence, and I believe that he can best use that time to do some additional program because he is only, Mr. Gonzalez Moniz is only 24 years old. He has no criminal history, and he has an opportunity to be very successful if he has the right tools and the resources to help him in the community. So I'm a denial for today based on nature and circumstance, injury and impact to the victim, and inadequate evidence of offender change, because I do think he needs to take some additional programming. Panel Member Page?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I do agree with the denial, and I would add that while I wouldn't deny him for not completing this program, I really do think that he has no insight on the impact that his actions have had on the victim. So a voices program, something that will help him see that his actions not only affect him and his family, but other people as well. Even with the level of violence that he's demonstrated throughout the commission of these offenses, I just I could not support his request for a discretionary parole today.
Thank you. Mr.
I
Cole?
agree.
So in the matter of Brian Gonzalez Monez, 439343, there's a motion to deny parole for the following reasons: nature and circumstance of the current offense, injury and impact to the victim and the victim's family, and inadequate institutional program participation and evidence of offender change. Do I have a second? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez Monez, you have about 5 months to your end of sentence date. You should advocate to take some additional programming to help you better when you're in the community.
Yes,
All right, good luck.
thank you.
This concludes the hearing for Brian Gonzalez Perez, 43943.
Can you tell him when he's in the window, the seal, when he's in the window, it's kind of messing with the camera?
Yeah, Fournier,
Yes.
would you mind, not sitting like right where you're sitting, because it's messing with the camera and things like that? Thank you so much.
Okay,
And, next
Sure.
person is Alexander.
all right.
Thank you.
Can you even imagine being a judge on this case and he gets up in front of you after violating probation for, like, I don't know, the third, fourth time? You find out that he's violating the protection order of this little child. And then you find out that he goes over to the child's father's home, beats him with a bat, and after all of this, you still only give a 3-year sentence? What? Like, can you imagine Judge Boyd sitting there and be like, yeah, I think 3 years is good for you. That's great. They denied parole, which is wonderful, but keep in mind, he's getting out, as Richard points out in my notes here. He's getting out in a few months regardless. January. He gets out in January. What is the father going to do knowing that this gang member, apparently alleged gang member, is going to be, he's already attacked him. He's already attacked him once. He has 3 convictions while on bond. What? How do you give 3 years? And the DAs, they like to get creative. See, it's not a 3-year sentence, right? It's a what are the exact details of these joke sentences? It's what was it, a 15-year sentence, but suspended after 3, probation 10. So the judge, we're gonna give you a 15. See, if you get in trouble one more time, you're gonna have to serve 15 years. Like, that's really going to work on this mind that was out on probation when he committed felony after felony after felony. You go through the record. Let's see here what it was. It was, okay, October 9th, 2021, arrested for criminal mischief, sentenced to 3 years. Then, of course, he's out on probation or whatever. Arrested on 2/22/2022. This is the sex thing. The sex thing. The sex crime, where he sentenced to 15 years jail, suspended after 3. He has the arrest on November 15th, 2021, which was violation of the protection order. And he has a second violation of protection order on 2/22/2022. He's not leaving this child alone, and then he goes to the house of the father and does that. And you think that this little sentence is right? That's the right thing to do? Oof, it's weird. It's just beyond insane. Really, it is. And he's going to be out soon, and you can't imagine the fear that this family's going to have to know that this monster, this dangerous, dangerous predator, is out. You know, the only thing that surprised me about this case, because we're accustomed to the little sentences, we're accustomed to the injustice. I guess the two things that surprised me is, one is they didn't parole him, and two is that he's not a low risk score for the sex offender. He has a medium chance at reoffending, and that's because, I'm guessing, because of the multiple violations of the, it's hard to really understand, but I'm guessing it's because of the multiple violations and convictions that puts him up over the low risk score edge. But there's nothing else. There's no articles. There's no, there's nothing. Sentence 12/15/2023, going to be released 1/23/2025. He's got some time served stuff, which is why I guess he's out a little bit early. And you can't make it up. I mean, you saw from this parole hearing, the guy's completely clueless. I felt like one of the parole board members made a mistake at the beginning, saying that she was 17 and she didn't do her homework properly. And then I think it was Miss Page that came in and corrected it. But there you have it. Thank you, Richard, for providing the notes. And, what can you do? It's just a child. Can you even imagine your worst nightmare? It's like something, it's the unmentionable, but to wake up and find out that this punk is doing this to your daughter, and you feel that there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do to protect your daughter. You only, and the guy even comes to your home and beats you with his buddy. And before you even blink, he's getting out again. That's not a nightmare. That's a reality for this family, for this man. But the law doesn't care, because he's just a citizen. He's not the criminal. And with that, I'll let you go.
When you were breaking the car windows and beating up the father with your co-defendant? Why? Why did you do that?
Because it kept calling me and calling, so I got tired of it. And when I did that, I was drunk.
You went to him. You
Yeah.
went to his house. You hit the man with a bottle. And then your co-defendant had a wooden oar or something like that. Why would you beat that man up? He was just trying to defend his daughter.